Ok, hôm nay chúng ta sẽ tiếp tục shadowing nha mọi người. Kỹ thuật shadowing để cải thiện khả năng nói tiếng Anh. Và hôm nay có một chút thay đổi là mình sẽ giới thiệu bằng tiếng Việt để cải thiện khả năng nói tiếng Việt. Thật sự là như vậy ấy, bởi vì bây giờ mình đang ôn thi full time ở nhà ấy, và mình cũng chưa quay lại trường học, cho nên mình cảm giác như kiểu cả ngày ở nhà không nói chuyện với ai á, mồm mình nó sắp kiểu đông cứng lại ấy. Cho nên nếu có cơ hội thì mình sẽ nói chuyện với mọi người và nói tiếng Việt. Ok, kiểu thật ra không phải là nói là mình giỏi tiếng Anh đâu, nhưng mà mình có cái thói quen suy nghĩ trong đầu bằng tiếng Anh ấy, cho nên có lẽ nó làm cho khả năng nói tiếng Việt của mình lâu nay nó bị không được trôi chảy cho lắm. Và vì vậy hôm nay mình sẽ có một chút mở đầu bằng tiếng Việt. Luyện tập đúng không? Nói nhiều nó sẽ trôi chảy. Yeah. Ok, chúng ta sẽ shadow in nha mọi người. Hôm qua mình đã bắt đầu một cái thấy không? Nói tiếng Việt nó kiểu ngắc ngứ kiểu gì ấy. Hôm qua mình đã bắt đầu một cái tập mới, và tập này là 81 phút. Mình sẽ chia 3 ra, thì mỗi hôm qua là được 27 phút đầu tiên rồi, hôm nay sẽ 27 phút tiếp theo. Và ngày mai sẽ xong. Ok, bắt đầu rồi. Here we go bro, let's go. Let me open it. Okay, 10 seconds. 10 seconds, let's count it. From 1 to 10. No, from 10 to 1. Oh shit, I don't have my glasses on, so... Okay, where is it? Alright. Okay, I find it.
Studied English for years.
5 grammar rules.
Let's go, bro.
Forget them all. You study grammar.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. Your honest, your grammar is improving automatically even though you're not focusing on it. So that's the magic doing this. I encourage you just 5 or 6 months, okay? All right, let's get into our live comment and questions now. This is live on YouTube. Trying a little bit of some new software and things, so every now and then I have some technical issues. And a couple more shows I'll be better. They will be fine. Thanks for the patient. Let's go, bro. All right. Just like people say, thank you, AJ. Good morning. We're really happy to see you again. Watch live. Imran Mahli. What's up, great VIP members? Hello. Good morning from Egypt. It's 3 a.m. You're up late, bro. Good Lord. Good to see you. How to talk to your group soon. Okay. So some of this for okay, it's really hard to read them. Mohammed, for I'm not listening to you only for English. I'm listening to you for how to live in life. I appreciate your way and your podcast. Thank you very much. Very kind. Okay. Fernando, good to see you as well. Hi from Brazil. This is Fatima. Good. People saying where they're from. I'm from India. Diam says that I went to Grammarland. Sounds like a bad place to go. All right. Okay, Mahmudo Hassan said, how to retain a confidence in speaking. I'm facing this problem with confidence sometimes. I feel better sometimes. Why is that happening frequently? Okay, so this is a psychology issue. This is not really about language. Okay, the truth is you can be a confident speaker even if your English is not great. You can make mistakes and still be confident, right? Definitely possible. So, in my you have a whole section about the psychology. I call it the engine of effortless English. Is about training, practicing your emotion in your peak emotion. It's the way you do things. So you can create a strong feeling of confidence every time you listen to English and every time you speak English. So it's kind of a big topic, but the key point is this. You can use a body, you can use a voice, you can use a movement and action to create a feeling of energy and positive confidence, right? So, you're hunched over, looking down. It looks like you're not confident. And in fact, you stay this way a long time, your energy and your confidence can actually drop, your feelings, right? I kind of loud ambulance or something outside. I'm in the city now, guys. I'm back in the city, it's just noisy. All right. This episode is also to show this back, head up. I said this and every one of my lessons. Those who have my private English course, right? You're still just hearing to say it all the time. But by using your body and your voice, and when you're practicing English, you do it with a nice, loud, strong, confident voice. You do it with the same confident body position. Whether your face, you smile, you feel strong. You train it, you practice it daily, every day. You're practicing English every day. You're listening. When you're answering my mini story question in my lesson, it's always done in this way with this strong, confident voice, body position, and movement. And then over time, after 30 days of doing that every day, it becomes more automatic close. So to any situation where you hear or speak English, you kind of automatically get that confidence feeling, that confident position, that confident voice. So you have to train it. It doesn't happen automatically. You need to practice it every day. Diane says that the grammar is for language nerd. Yeah, it's exactly. It is, right? There are people who love grammar. They like to analyze grammar. I mean, the people whose job it is, who's a PhD in linguistics, right? And they love analyzing the grammar and they talk about it. I mean, I've been lectured to about grammar. I've had so many students over the years lecture me about grammar, okay? Give me a long explanation for why you're saying something was wrong, even though they were wrong. My example for playing with AI app, and I talked about this in my last show too, and I was pretending to be in a restaurant, and we're doing it in English. I was testing it, and so the AI the waiter said, "Would you like a drink?" "Yeah, I'll have a water," and give a minute to look at the menu. Totally natural, normal, everyday response. The AI immediately tells me, "Oh no, you do not use with the word water because water is uncountable now, blah, 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 blah." But totally wrong. Why is it wrong? Because in speech we cut things, we use short phrases. You're writing it, you can say some formal situation. You might write, you might give me a glass of water. But in real speaking, we just say, "Give me a water, I'll have a water, please." It's totally normal, it's totally correct. And you have a student say, "No, they start to tell me all these rules," trying to explain to them that, look, it's natural speaking. We don't follow all these technical rules all the time. In fact, most of the time, we ignore them. But people get stuck. They become grammar nerds. It's okay to be a grammar nerd, but you need to do that separately from your actual speaking and practice. Arabic grammar was more complex. So the native speaker, I know barely any grammar. Right? Even Arabic is more complex. This proof is studying grammar doesn't help people. I have invented to studying grammar, right? Professors in universities and teachers in school, because it gives them lots and lots to do, and to sound very intellectual, to sound very knowledgeable, right? And because of all these people have a background in linguistics, not in language teaching, right? So someone like Noam Chomsky, he's famous for analyzing the grammar and structure of different languages. Not teaching people how to actually talk, right? No writing papers about the structure of it. Very academic. Okay, Anika Basova said, you're an amazing teacher. I bought your Bauer King's course. Check the description below for a link to that. When I speak in the army, I actually feel a lot of improvement, but I feel nervous when I speak with native speaker. Back to the issue of nervousness, not feeling confident. You get the book, get my free book, and read that section about psychology and confidence, because there's a lot up there. Just focus on that for 30 days. I think you'll notice a big improvement in after 30 days of practicing it daily. You got to do it. You got to practice something just to know you actually have to do it. All right. Fernando Diaz said, here in the past, I used to teach complicated and unreal English, like intellectual vocabulary, or complex structures, like the conditional perfect. When is the conditional perfect? To ask for something so easy, like watching TV. That exactly the overcomplicated. I sat in university. One time I watched an English class at a university in Thailand. So at that time, I was getting my master's degree, so watching someone else, professor teaching English. At the Thai professor, in fact, teach to this university student, and oh my God, I was confused. All right, graduate student in teaching English, native speaker. I was confused. Its explanation was so complicated. So complicated about the most simple things. And the student already writes the notes, the page and paste in the notes. Crazy. Who is it for? Who's not going to learn to speak from this? There's no way they can remember any of that. And there's absolutely no way they can use it when you speak. When you speak, someone asks you a question. You know, where you go yesterday, you got less second to let sound natural. Less than the second to answer if you want to sound natural. Maybe 5 seconds maximum, or before you start to sound it, or the conversation starts sounding really weird and probably going to stop, right? So where to go yesterday, you go 5 seconds. I went to, sounds a little, it's a little unnatural. It's a break in the communication a little bit. But the maximum, but start pausing longer than that, and this person is not going to want to talk to you anymore. Yeah, Abdulaziz said, I'm a teacher of English. The thing we teach most to students is grammar, and they feel bored. Additional thing. These 5 rules I talked about in general is boring as hell for most people. There are grammar nerds who like it, but I'd say 90+% of people do not like it. I don't like it. It's boring. Just focus on real world word. Go that you use English. Real world, business, meeting, travel, friends. And you know, this stuff is so boring, it doesn't help anyone. Okay, Mikin said, AJ, can you please tell us a little more about the interview and the Zoom call what you're planning to do? Yeah, I'm going to do some Zoom call with some of my students. It's an interview about their success story. So I did that one, I just showed recently the one from Hardy, and Hardy said, and a lot of people like that, and a lot of our Effortless English members, just to do more of those. I have more I'm gonna share in future shows, but I thought, well, those are a bit old, so I just, on a community, on our community website, I posted and said, hey, anybody who would like to talk to me about your Effortless English success story, I could do a Zoom call with you. I'll record it, I'll share it on YouTube. So if you are a member, you got one of my courses, go get on the community site, tell me, I'll be happy to to figure out a time I'll chat with you and interview you about your English success story. And then I'll show it on YouTube. I'll show it on YouTube. I said, can I to translate your book into French? Just message me. You can message me in the Instagram Effortless English Club on Instagram, or look down in the description here on the YouTube video. You see there's an email. And message me, send me an email there, and we'll talk about Greg to translate my book into French. Wonderful. Okay, good. Althaka said, I'm studying your English courses for speaking. At the same time, I need to prepare for the IELTS exam. I'm focusing on learning grammar for writing that slow down my overall English improvement. That's fine. That's okay. We do need good grammar in writing. You know, as native speakers, just the same. When did I start to learn grammar or study grammar rules? Then I learned this mostly in about a high school level. So let's say age 15 in my English classes. I remember that we certainly don't talk about verb tenses and all that talk so much. But we do talk about some written grammar at that age. To be honest, even that, I never even needed that. And according to the research of Dr. Crusher, that is not very helpful. It can be helpful when you, as I said, when you go back and check what you wrote, maybe adjust things a little bit. But even then, you don't need to do it too much. I say it's okay to try to separate it and forget it when you're speaking. Even for writing, it's just forgetting when you're first writing, trying to do it quickly. Don't over focus on it even for writing. You're from Brazil, with lots of Brazilians here. I have a lot of Brazilian students, so hello, all of you. My thigh looks nice. Thank you. Amina, good to see you. Good morning, AJ. Nice to see you again. It's now dawn. United Arab Emirates. I bet dawn is better time to learn English. Just used to be at night person. I did everything at night. I like to have the most focus and energy early in the morning. I agree with you. Okay, here's the good answer. So the person who asked about IELTS from Imham Ali is one of our top VIP member. Imham, you don't need to study grammar to pass the test. And speaking from experience, I passed a test called TOEIC. I didn't study any grammar. You can even do some practice exam. I agree with him. How's your friend Chris? I've not heard about him since 2008. Yeah, I've lost contact with him. I haven't talked to him in years and years and years. I don't know. I hope he's doing well. Fernando Diaz says that the beginners in another language is so not only studying English is very advanced now, but Fernando the people I'm going to interview. So learning German now, all right? Is a beginner in another language is grammar is counterproductive, meaning not helpful. Counterproductive. So you think at some point higher level could be necessary to understand better. I don't think for speaking, no. I don't think it's writing thing. I agree with playing raincoat to pop up grammar. This is where you have like, you're reading something, you're listening to something, you hear something sounds weird, you don't, what is that? Is this some kind of grammar, some structures that sounds weird, you're confused about it? Fine, type it in, do a quick search, AI or whatever, and it'll tell you what it is. Okay, good, got it. Make a quick note and then keep going. That's all. Not basic grammar books and lessons and drills and activities. No. I think that pop-up grammar, that more advanced level is the best way. You just see something seems new, you're quite sure about it. Check it out. Search about it. That's it. Then keep going. Don't stay stuck on it. And a lot of Brazilian today. Brazil, ole ole, ole ole ole. A lot of Brazilian today. Amina says, for example, I would have gone to the store if I hadn't been hit on the head. Okay. It's complicated. It's complicated. So you gotta have to, trying to overanalyze that. You'll never be to do it in a conversation. I would have gone to the store if I hadn't been hit on the head. If I hadn't been, right? So the only way to get that is by you could ask an AI to generate a 10 sample phrases for sentences using this structure and let's call them rules and call them structures. This is pattern, really. This is not rule, okay? This is a rule book. God didn't write rule book. This is the rule of English. You can never break them. No. This is common patterns, the patterns that most speakers agree on. Okay? They do change over time. They can change. And they change with the situation. It depends. Right? In casual conversation, we use certain language pattern. And we might not use those in a more formal academic written situation. Okay? These are just language pattern. Okay? You won't go to hell if you break these or make a mistake. Okay. So relax. If you had one kind of sticking, like you feel like you're useful, you could be useful with your communication, with using this stuff. You could do something like this, and then you could practice maybe every day, just saying out loud those simple sentences or phrases, and you get it on, and listen to them again and again and again and again and again. That would be great. And especially if you had a whole article or story that use them a lot, and then you can start to get that feeling. You want the feeling for correctness. This is what you're aiming for. For any kind of grammar, you're always trying to get the feeling for correctness, not thinking about rules, so-called rules. When you're coming to South America, specifically Argentina, Eduardo Donisa asked, I would love to go to South America. I've never been to South America. I've been from the United States. I think Honduras and the Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala. So Central America, never been south of that. Okay, in the Americas, I would love to go to South America, but to go to Costa Rica, and Panama, or Nicaragua. But then romantically, I'd love to do a huge tour of South America, and absolutely Brazil, and Argentina, maybe Chile, and Peru, Colombia, Venezuela. I want to see more, but we'll see. I have no plans right now. Right now I'm in Japan, but we'll see. Would love to do it. At first I saw that the movie, The Motorcycle Diaries, I had that kind of little bit of a romantic dream for traveling. I'd like to buy cars or a motorcycle, but whatever, around South America would be great. So we'll see. Hopefully someday. Okay, this is a very good question. Nisaka Bastis, I'm 40 years old now. Do you think I'm still able to improve my English, even learning a new language? Yes, if you're over 40, you can still learn languages. I have a lot of members and students. In fact, really my effortless English member and students tend to be older, okay? Most of them are not in their 20s, so they're definitely over 30. I have a lot of members, a lot of students who are over 40s. Many who have succeeded, who started at 40 years old, 50 years old, the English speaking was terrible, no fluency, and then 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later, high level of fluency, automatic, effortless English speaking. So absolutely, you can. In fact, this is, I think, the best method for you. Anyone who is over age 30, over age 40, the effortless English system, the effortless English method is the best for you. Because all this problem of analyzing, studying, and memorizing to get worse as you get older, so it's gonna harm your speaking even more. So no worries, yes, you're in the right place. I tend to have an older audience. I tend to have a bit of an older audience. I must and listen to your Power English course. What a great course. Thank you. 2 more minutes. I like this comment. So Power Video says language is the tool for communication. Grammar is the tool for test. Perfect. Hi Jay, it's good to see you AI to correct grammar rules. I don't think so. No, I've been playing around with AI. I've been talking with some people. I think for Fernando or Ibrahim uses AI. I think it's got some uses, but I think don't ask it to correct your grammar, because just replacing the human grammar teacher or grammar textbook with an AI grammar Nazi. It's the same problem, okay? It's a little example when the AI was correcting me as a native speaker using a phrase, the most common way to order water or drink, and it's correcting me. And of course, I'm native speaker, so I know it's wrong, so no big deal. But for you all, because you're not a native speaker, you won't know when the AI is making a mistake. You won't know when the AI is being too picky. You won't know when the AI is trying to give the advice for the wrong situation. So this is going to start making you think and analyze more and more, and might even just give you wrong information. I think the way to use AI for practicing is just check with it. Give it a situation. I think generally you should just prompt the AI to use a conversational, casual style of English. And you don't tell the AI that, it's probably very formal and academic to not natural at all. And then you could say, to pretend you're a waiter at a restaurant and I'm your customer, and then go. And then just practice, just use it as speaking fluency practice so that the AI, hi, I'm a waiter today. Here's the menu, what would you like to drink? You just give it an answer, oh, I'll have a water and 2 Cokes. And then the AI said, okay, well, you want to eat now, or you need a few minutes to look at the menu? And you can respond, oh, give me a few minutes to look at the menu. What's a special today? Whatever. Just practice chatting like that. I think is great for that. Great. There are a lot of AI out there that focus on language. I think you can just use ChatGPT for this if you've got the audio ability. So I think just use it as a chat partner, not as a corrector. As you as a corrector, you just train yourself to constantly stop and think about grammar while you're talking. It's a bad habit. You want to break that habit, right? Just use it for chatting. More. Ok. Thế thôi mọi người. Mỗi ngày 30 phút. Hôm nay mình nói thế nào? Ổn. Gì nữa? What? Ổn. Cảm ơn mọi người đã xem. Mình sẽ tiếp tục cố gắng. Cảm ơn mọi người. Liệu có ai xem đến tận lúc này không? Chắc không. Mình chỉ đang nói chuyện một mình thôi. Ok, cảm ơn nha. Hẹn gặp lại bạn vào ngày mai.